Hi families, I wanted to make a short video to explain your students' learning plan and MAP scores. So in order to access this document, you need to find the email that was sent to you in September from one of the teachers, and it should have your student's learning plan attached. If you can't find that, please reach out and we will send it to you again. This first page is the monthly progress page, and it's going to be where we show monthly progress in every subject. So the date of review is here, and then either an S or a U will show up for the first several subjects to mark satisfactory or unsatisfactory progress. Anything in green is good. Anything in red means that they are unsatisfactory. The next three from math, language arts, and reading are all for their IXL scores. So we pull the scores from IXL and record them there. These students were marked in yellow because they are performing below grade level at this point. They are not unsatisfactory because we're just getting a baseline. And as long as they continue to make progress each month, then they will continue to be satisfactory, even if they are still below grade level. We get concerned when they plateau and they're not making progress each month, and then we'll continue to reach out to you and see ways that we can support you and your student. The next couple of columns are for tiered supports or for interventions. This is where we would just mark down that you are on one of the supports. It might be something like extra practice in IXL to boost skills. It might be working in RAS Kids to work on reading fluency and phonics. It could be any number of things. And then if your student is ever unsatisfactory overall, then they'll be marked for a first intervention and so on. And we would talk to you about that. The next tab down here is for interventions and notes. This is where we will record any communication that we have with you about anything specific to your student, whether it is a meeting that we have about curriculum or a support plan that we've put in place or anything else. It's just a way for us to keep track of what we've talked about and decided. Their individual learning plans are the next couple of tabs. Your student should only have one of these depending on what grade level they're in. And then the next tab is the MAP and DIBELS tab. Once you go to this one, you're going to notice a few things. First of all, there's some color coding here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But these are their MAP scores for fall. We do have DIBELS scores for most of our students, but we're still working on getting those inputted, so they will be available soon. Before I actually click into the MAP PDF so you can see what that looks like, I wanted to point out a couple of things towards the bottom. We have MAP info for families, which basically is just a little bit more information about the MAP test and how it works and how we use it. And then if you want to use your child's MAP scores for helping select skills on IXL, then there's a document here that explains how to do that. To view your child's MAP scores, go ahead and click where it says Math Map, and this will bring up a PDF. You can just click on it and open it up. All right, so a few things to point out. First of all, the big number on the top right, this is called a RIT score and it stands for RASH unit. It really doesn't mean anything except for that it means the skill level that they are working on or the grade level that they're working on. So regardless of the student's grade level, this is where they are for skill wise. So this number should keep increasing as they gain in skills and knowledge and able to do things. So you could have students at very different grade levels working at the same skill level, and they're going to have the same RIT number. Over here, one thing that I like to look at is how long they spent on the test. So this tells us the date that they took the test and how long they spent. It's a good rule of thumb for our youngest students, K2 students, to spend, 25, 30 minutes on the test. Third through fifth grade students should spend anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes on the test. And then our oldest student should be spending 45 or more minutes on each part of the test. I know every student works at their own speed, but that's a good way to kind of check and see if your student put in enough effort on the test or if they sped through it and were just clicking through. All right. Over here, the norms and percentiles. The achievement score right here is a percentile score. So this student was at the 57th percentile. That means that they are performing better than 57% of the other students. We're looking for achievement at or above the 50th percentile and also improvement upon where they were at. The growth score is kind of compared to their same level peers. So a student at their grade level that scored at their percentile on the last test how well did this student do compared to the other students that were in that same group? If they're at the 50th or above, it means that they grew at or above the same level. And we really are excited about growth, especially for our students who might be struggling in reading or math. The growth score is really, really important. Over here, we actually get to break down a little bit the different strands in either reading or math. And that is where you're going to be looking to input those into the IXL skill plan if that's something that you're interested in. I always like to see if these numbers are kind of grouped together or if they're similar or if there's a really big difference between some of them. Some students are pretty similar throughout all of the strands, but there's other students who really just need to work on one or two areas of math or reading, and then it's really going to boost their skills. If we go on to the next page, this is one of my favorites. This student in particular has been taking the test for a couple of years, and we can kind of see their growth as they go. It is going to bump up and down throughout the year because they learn a lot during the school year, and then during the summer, it kind of goes down. And then they learn a lot, and then it goes down. So you can kind of see these mountains and valleys, and that's kind of because of summer and then throughout the school year. This student has been making great progress. They're staying at or above grade level, so they are doing great. We don't get too concerned with small dips or a dip over just one testing period. If they're continuing to stay below grade level or they're going down significantly and they're not improving, that's when we get a little bit more concerned. And then for reading, very similar, we'd be looking at the RIT score, we'd be looking at the different instructional areas, and all of that. The thing that I would also point out on the reading part is that they actually have a Lexile down here that tells you what level of book they are going to be able to read independently. And so if you're interested in that at all, you can always Google the names of books that you would like your kiddo to read on their own and see if that's something that is within their capability or maybe above or below. They have a quantile score up in the math one, but we don't really use that as much as Lexile. All right, that's it. Reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.